Is it brunch or is it dinner? Hello, and welcome back to Kitchen Independence. Today we're going to prepare a meal that sometimes you can have for brunch, or if you feel like it, you could also have it for dinner. All right, it's called my scrambled eggs and shrimp surprise. It's a dish that I came up on my own. So let's get started. This is a real easy dish. It doesn't take long to prepare. The items you need are rice, shrimp, of course. Here's some shrimp right here. I don't know if you can see that. Bell pepper and onion, they're right there. And for flavoring, maybe a taste of salt and some soy sauce. All right. Oh, and we need eggs and butter. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I need to do is cut the tails off the shrimp. And I did that earlier, and I'm going to show you how right now. As you can see, this is not difficult at all. Just separate the shrimp from the tails and then put them right over here. And one more. Okay, and then we moved on to the onions and bell pepper. So I'm going to do that right in here. By the way, you may not know this, but a lot of the foods that we eat, or a lot of the dishes that we prepare, were developed by accident. You probably did not know that. One, for example, was sourdough bread. That was developed hundreds of years ago when a baker what he did was he mixed in a fresh batch of dough with dough that had been left out for a while, and he came up with sourdough. I kid you not. All right, and these onions are coming out just fine. Sometimes this seems tedious, but it gets done. Okay, so now that I have the onions, I move over to the bell pepper. You know that Europeans knew nothing about peppers or any kind of spices like this until they were able to sail across the Atlantic. And one thing about tomatoes is that the indigenous people, tomatoes were so plentiful back then, the indigenous peoples thought they were a nuisance. They thought they were weeds. And now, I can't go without them. All right, so I have butter right here at the table, and I'm going to cut off about a tablespoon and a half and just go right down it. As you can see, my spatula, my handy dandy spatula, comes in very handy. All right, and I use this because I have very little use of my hands. And I have that much right there. I'm going to put the rest back over here. And this part of the bell pepper I don't need. So I'm going to just set that right there. And now I'm going to set this on the stove. Very carefully. Alright, here we go. Set that right up there. And sometimes it just takes ingenuity. Okay? Because the whole purpose of this show is to demonstrate different ways of doing things if you're not, capable of getting up and walking around and accomplishing things the easy way. All right? Now, I've already showed you how to prepare a fresh pot of rice. Now we're going to work with leftovers because I love to make something like rice. It's very amenable to warming up. My mom used to say, oh, just put the rice on the stove on a low fire. And then by the time it was warmed up, it would be all crunchy and everything. And then we would fight for the middle part because that was the softest. But what I do is I add just a little bit of water, maybe a serving spoonful. Okay, you saw that? And then what I do is I grab the complement to my handy dandy spatula is my handy dandy big fork. And I just move this rice around. Oops, it's kind of stuck there. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you right here. See that? See how stuck that is together? Now you watch. When this is done, it's going to be totally fluffy. Okay, get that to come apart. And then I'm going to just set it on the stove over here. Here we go. I'm going to set that right there and put the top on there. I'm not going to start it right now because it will only take about 5 to 6 minutes to warm up, and there's some other things I need to do. This needs to warm up over here, and when we get back from this break, we'll get started with the main part of the dish. One morning I saw that I did not have sausage or anything, or ham or anything like that, so I decided to add shrimp to the scrambled eggs. And I have this going on. I want to warm up. As you remember, I diced, let's get this belt out of the way. I diced the onion and bell pepper, and I put it in the butter here, and I'm warming these up. I will put the shrimp in a couple of minutes, or not even that long. The thing is, they're already cooked, and I don't want them to recook. And you can tell that from the color, okay? You can see that they're orange, you have the orange there. I buy them deveined, and I cut the tails off as you saw me do earlier. All right? Now, the first time I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn this up. Okay? Get it going a little faster. The first time I tried this, all I did was add the shrimp to the eggs with the bell pepper and onion, and it came out pretty good. But you know what? It occurred to me that this would taste better with rice. So that's why I decided to have it with over rice, and also when it was done, I topped it off with some soy sauce, and you will see that that is going to taste really, really good. Now this is starting to sizzle, and that's when I'm going to add the shrimp. I don't know if I could do this all at once. Sometimes I take my time, and let's see if I can do this without dropping it. If I drop it, I'm going to say some bad words right here on TV. Okay, so let's get this up here. All right. Yay! Success. Okay. Now we're going to move this around just so that they will warm up a little bit. Okay. That seems really good. An interesting fact about shrimp is that it's good for your circulatory system, and it has high levels of omega-3s. All right? That's your fun food fact for today. Oh, one more other thing. If you're ever on Amazon and you like suspense and thrillers or something thrilling to read, try my book, The Closure Clinic. You will not be satisfied until you get to the end. The Closure Clinic by Robertson, and that's on Amazon. Now, when we come back from this next break, as you can see, I'm going to turn this on low. That should be ready by the time we get back from the break. And I'm going to turn this off. Let that pan cool off. And then we'll add the eggs when we get back, and I'll see you then. Okay, so we're back, and I let this pan cool off, and while we were away, the rice warmed up nicely, so I'm going to turn that off because I don't want it to burn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this pan into my lap so that I can add the eggs. We're going with 3 today, and normally I move, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see that. Normally I move the pan over here first to this lower section, but because we're on set today, and this part of the set is in the way, I'm going to try it from way up here, and here we go, right on TV. Hopefully nothing will happen. Okay, and it worked. All right, I'm going to do this right here in my lap. I'm going to add these eggs. I know you've seen me crack open eggs before. All right, so I'm going to bring these down to here so I can grab them nice and easy. Okay, as you know, I have a special way of doing that. There we go, that's one. That's 2. Oops. That's 3. Okay, so let's see if I can get the shells. Actually, it doesn't matter because I will scramble these bad boys. Okay. And take this one off first, so I know that one came out just right. Put it over there. Just take this one off. Yep. Get rid of that right there. This one needs a little help. And it came out just fine. Just move that out of the way. And what we do is we just assemble this all in together. I bet this looks gushy to you right now. I know it looks gushy to me, but when it's done, I would hate to stand in front of somebody who was very hungry and this was done and somebody said come and get it. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to have to move forward a little bit. Okay? And now you're going to see why. I almost spilled the eggs. Now you're going to see why I let that pan cool off. There we go. Now, I'm going to turn this on a low fire while I dish up the rice. I'm going to put the rice right in here. Okay, we have things going really fast paced now. I'm going to take that off of there. Now you remember how stuck together that rice was? Okay, now watch when I dish it up. And this one I'm going to do the same way, but I'm going to move it down there first, and now right here. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Nice and hot. Just put that right in the middle. You can see that just comes right apart. Okay, I think that's enough. And I have enough rice for one more meal. Maybe I might want to sneak a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to put this back up here. Try and do it without burning myself. And success. Alright. And it doesn't matter that I have a little rice on here because it's all going to go into the same place. I set that there. Now this rice is not going to cool off because it's only going to take 2 or 3 minutes for these eggs. So I put the fire on higher and I wait for the clear part of the eggs to turn white, and that's when I start to stir. Now when this is done, I'm going to put the soy sauce on there as opposed to putting it in while it's cooking. And the reason why I do that is because the heat will change the contents or the content of the soy sauce. That's called chemistry. And there's a free online class. If you go to MIT OpenCourseWare, there's a class on there called Kitchen Chemistry, and you can learn all about the chemistry of mixing things around in the kitchen. And the key word is free. Alright, now see, these don't take long at all on a medium fire. And like I said, we're not recooking the shrimp in here, we're just warming them up. Okay, and that's about ready. And I'm going to do the same thing with the pan this time. Okay, let me move this. Okay, put that down here in the rice. And now you're going to bring this down without spilling it. Okay, all right, that worked out very well. And now I'm going to dish this up. Wow, this looks good. Can you see that? Wow. don't want to leave any behind. Once again, I'm using these plastic dishes that I get left over from one of those frozen dinners. They're lightweight and they're easy to use. Okay. Whoa. You can't tell me that's not looking good. Okay. Now I'm going to lift this pan, see if I can get it back on the stove, get it out of my way. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to show this to you. You can see that? Yep, that looks good, huh? I'm about to... Now what I'm going to do is just add a little taste of salt, just a little bit. And then some soy sauce. That should do it. And let's give this a try. Okay. Boy, I'm starving. Okay, let me just move a little bit closer. Alright. Wow. You guys are missing this, but you can see that this is easy to make. I'm going to stick with my claim that if I can make it, anyone can make it. And so, like Brad Pye Jr. used to say, that's all of my time. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you on Kitchen Independence next time. I'm David Doc Robertson, signing out.